This video is only for those people who are interested in making tons of sales from public speaking. If that's not you, go ahead and scroll on to the next video. Hey, it's Tom Jacobs here. I've seen firsthand how public speaking can transform a business and increase sales almost overnight. Now, you'd think that, well, public speaking is one thing, sales is another. How can you combine both of them? And that's exactly what we're going to drill into today. Public speaking does more than just share information to the people that are in front of you. It actually creates a lot of authority in yourself because you're the expert standing in front of this audience who's signed up and come to this presentation that you're putting on. It totally elevates you in the eyes of the prospects that will be sitting in front of you. The key to making sure that you actually make sales out of doing public speaking is making sure that you have a connection with your audience first and foremost, that you are relatable, that you tell your own personal story of why you do what you do and the transformation that you've gone through that enables you now to help other people make that same transformation. One of the key aspects when I train public speakers for sales is that it's not what you say that matters, it's how you say it. Because that tonality and the nuance of what you're talking about makes a huge difference in terms of if you're making a sale or not. I was actually watching one speaker. I won't name his name. He's quite famous. He may have had a movie, something of Wall Street. I think you know who I'm talking about. I saw him give a sales presentation and it was pretty amazing. Like there was a lot of teaching moments. It was really great. It was a packed audience. But he really screwed up the sales at the end of it because he became desperate to get people to buy his program. And people started to leave the auditorium when he got into that pitch because it was a really awkward transition from what he was teaching to then what he was selling. And it wasn't really clear what it was ultimately that he wanted from the audience. And they started leaving. And at one point he said, "Hey, why is everybody leaving?" And it was pretty awkward, and I felt a little embarrassed for him. I mean, he still probably made like $500,000 for that talk because there were like 5,000 people in the audience and maybe 1,000 people bought the program. But he could have sold a lot. I'm sure he still sold maybe $500,000 worth of programs, but there were 5,000 people in the auditorium. He maybe sold 200 or 300 units. He could have definitely sold a lot more if he had practiced that whole transition from teaching into selling. And that was the biggest mistake that he made, and one that I learned from to make sure that I didn't make the same mistake also, and one that I train my speakers on to make sure that they're not making that same mistake as well. One of the people that I helped with giving their story and selling from the stage was a silver medalist in the Atlanta Olympics for a relay. I think it was the 800 relay. And she was really nervous about telling her story, which was quite transformational and quite traumatic as well. And so we crafted this story to take the audience on this roller coaster ride of emotions, to create trust with the audience, to create a connection between the speaker and the audience. And by the end of her talk, she received a standing ovation from the crowd. Now, she wasn't selling something specifically at the event that she was putting on, but ultimately, because she created that connection and created that rapport with the audience, people were gravitating toward her, asking her what she did, and she had a fitness business, and her business doubled in the next 12 months, primarily from doing more and more public speaking, sharing her story, and showing that she was human and can help people get healthy and fit. And it was really incredible to watch the growth over that time as she started to share her story and inspire other people to get into fitness and ultimately get into fitness with her, and therefore building her business. As we all know, public speaking is the number one fear that most people have. And that is probably the biggest threshold to get over when starting to sell from the stage. So first of all, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, being up on stage and doing a public talk. And one of the best ways to get over that fear is just to practice, 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 and being the most prepared before you go into that speaking engagement. The second is just get some coaching. And I got coaching before I did that presentation in Greenwich, England, where I had 11 buyers sitting in front of me, and I had the goal to sell three of them into the 3,000 pound program that I was selling. I got coaching, I re-practiced, I played it into my head. And at the end of the day, I sold 11 out of 11 people in that program. I didn't make 9,000 pounds that day. I made 33,000 pounds that day for the company I was working for and took a nice hefty commission off of that in just one day. The power of public speaking and selling from the stage is an incredible skill for any small business owner because it doesn't take any marketing dollars to do it. When I had my fitness business, that was the main marketing that I did was public speaking. And I just did lunch and learns for free for corporations. And every time that I did a public speaking engagement, I always got a customer out of it. I couldn't say the same thing for the magazine ads, the grocery cart ad that I did, or even the Facebook ads that I was doing. I always got customers from public speaking. If you don't have that installed in your business, I highly suggest that you do that. And if you need help figuring that out, then just click the link down below, schedule a call with me. I'd love to talk to you about how I might be able to help you in getting that skill and helping you grow your business. So don't let fear get in your way of building your business. Get out there, practice, and see what it can do for you.